Welcome to BNEWS Weekly. I'm Phil Gallagher along with BNEWS Director Tad Stefanak, who's subbing for the honeymooning Rich Hosford. Also along with us is Robert Paris and John Vias. Maddie Shipker is filling in for Peter Brown on the weather and the community calendar. Thank you for joining us. 41-year-old William Gates of Burlington was arrested this week after investigators said they found more than 3,000 encrypted images and videos of child pornography, including a manual entitled How to Practice Child Love. This was on his computer. Gates was charged with one count of possession of child pornography in a case with ties as far away as Australia. Federal investigators were initially tipped off by Australian authorities about an investigation of an online child pornography site. Overseas agents alleged Gates posted photos and comments of a boy on a field trip who was about 6 years old. Australian and U.S. authorities were able to trace the account activity to the IP addresses assigned to Gates' home in Burlington and to Hanscom Air Force Base, where Gates was a civilian employee. Federal investigators first interviewed Gates in December, and he allegedly admitted he took the photographs while chaperoning a trip to the zoo with his son's elementary school. Soon after, Gates gave agents permission to search some of his computers and other devices. Gates is being held until a detention hearing can be scheduled. The midterm election season kicked off this past Tuesday with Massachusetts state primary elections taking place throughout the Commonwealth. Locally, incumbent State Senator Cindy Friedman of the 4th Middlesex District and State Representative Ken Gordon of the 21st Middlesex District both won their seats uncontested. Middlesex District Attorney Marion Ryan took her contest against Donna Padalano, effectively winning a second term as there are no Republicans running against her in the state election. Burlington fell in line with the rest of the state, voting for Republican Jeff Deal to challenge Democrat Elizabeth Warren for a Senate seat. Burlington also went along with the Commonwealth, voting strongly for incumbent Secretary of State William Galvin in favor of fellow Democrat challenger Josh Zakim, who spoke to voters at the Burlington polls with supporter Congressman Seth Moulton. More on that in a minute. One race where Burlington voters differed from the pack was in the gubernatorial race, voting for Governor Charlie Baker by a mere 74 votes over challenger Scott Lively. The rest of the state voted for Governor Baker by about a 60-40 margin. Governor Baker will face off against Republican Jay Gonzalez in November's state election. A link to all of Burlington results, as usual, can be found on the town clerk's website. Under the town's website under the town clerk's office. Not only did Tuesday, September 4th, mark the start of the election season in Massachusetts, it was also the first day of school here in Burlington. Later start times for the high school and some elementary schools has been the source of scientific research and some controversy for the past year or so. BNews recently spoke with Superintendent Eric Conti on when the school bell rings in Burlington. Let's have a look.
Later start times at Burlington High School and some of the elementary schools has been scientifically debated and sometimes disputed. Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Eric Conti.
I think any change causes disruption, so I think there are folks who support it and folks who have had to make changes in their regular routines. So I think there's, again, like almost anything we do, some support, and there's some folks who would rather not make the change.
It's just incredibly unhelpful. Like, I know that they're trying to get us to kind of sleep more, have more energy during the day, but in all honesty, all they really did was just push everything an hour. Like, people with sports and clubs afterwards, it's going to run even later than that.
Well, I don't think we're going to be delaying a whole lot of after-school programs. I think our commitment is to get off of our practice fields by 6, which is, I think, what we had been doing last year. And I think in some cases for athletics or other things that are after school, we had to wait for buses to get to the high school, so students weren't leaving. We have to experience it first, but I'm hoping there's not going to be a huge difference in terms of what students have experienced in the past.
I think it's the change is worth it. You know, I feel a lot more alert, a lot more awake from the ability to, wake up an hour and 15 minutes later than I did last year. It's definitely a noticeable difference, especially for people like me. I have to work nights. I'm coming home from Somerville at 11 o'clock. If I still have some homework I got to do, I don't got to, take the risk of, trying to cram it in the next day or sacrificing my sleep and feeling like terrible all day.
I just asked them to try to be flexible and to give it a try. There is no magic to the existing start times we had, other than they've been in place for a long period of time. It does impact elementary as well. I appreciate that, and again, I think everyone has been flexible, and I hope we can make it work. It's never real until the buses start to roll. We'll have a couple weeks to try to shake out all the bus stops and the bus routes, and again, I hope things go as well in theory as they will happen in reality.
From Burlington High School, this is BNEWS Weekly.
Burlington is joining forces with the towns of Bedford and Lexington to help get people around. The Tri-Town Efficiency and Regionalization Transit Study is a joint effort to assess the mobility needs of the three communities. The study looks to identify coordination opportunities that could enhance transportation efficiency through shared resources. Community participation is vital to the success of the study, and residents in all three towns are being asked for their input. You can find a link to the survey at bcattv.org/bnews and on the Burlington Town website under Burlington Public Transit. Completing the survey will better help find suitable solutions to the transportation needs of our communities. There will be a public forum to gather information from residents and businesses in the near future. Stay tuned to BNEWS Weekly for information on that open meeting. The town of Burlington is becoming more and more renowned for its restaurants. The latest addition to our host of fine eateries is Black and Blue, located in one of the town's premier workspace locations, the District. BNews reporter Robert Paris paid a visit and has more on the cuisine experience of Black and Blue.
A brand new restaurant providing land and sea entrees has opened in Burlington. This week I went down to the District to check out an exciting new eatery called Black and Blue Steak and Crab.
Black and Blue Steak and Crab is a place of impressive standards and excellence in service. Hospitality is something that we really pride ourselves in. Without great food and hospitality together, you really don't have a winning combination, and we provide that here, is both outstanding food and outstanding hospitality.
Originally located in Rochester, Buffalo, and Albany, New York, Black and Blue searched further for a new location outside of the Empire State.
We have some family ties here to Burlington, and they recommended that we take a look into the area. We did a little research and found that this is an area where people can both work and play and not have to take a long trip into downtown to have the experience and fine dining that they're looking for.
The restaurant is always willing to give back to the community.
We really pride ourselves on the connections we make with our guests, and in building those relationships with our guests, we give back to the guests' cause. We follow up with some donations on a regular basis. Guests will come to us all the time asking if we can contribute to something as breast cancer or diabetes. They'll range the gamut. We've done Food Link. We like to give back to the community, but through our guests.
Customers will have the opportunity to find out where their fish is from with Black and Blue's Trust Our Fish program.
Trust Our Fish is a way to talk about our program, that fish program that I just alluded to, in that you can trace the fish. It's all traceable. It's boat to table. We can tell you the latitude, longitude, the name of the boat, the captain that caught the fish. We want you to trust that we know where our fish came from. There's no middleman.
One of the first things you will see as you walk into the restaurant is their aesthetic decor and serene environment.
We strive to provide a really warm, relaxed, yet refined environment, something that anyone can feel comfortable in. We take every guest and treat every guest like they're coming into our home, and I think it has a warm, homey feel here. We give that fine dining experience without a stuffy feel. We're very relaxed here.
Finally, customers will get to enjoy a fun and relaxing experience while eating at Black and Blue Steak and Crab.
We hope to earn their business, repeat business. We hope to give them a wow experience, exceed their expectations, and hope that they continue to join us again and again.
From the District, I'm Robert Paris for BNews Weekly.
The Jewish high holidays will descend on us this Sunday at sundown, with Rosh Hashanah ushering in the year 5779. This year, Temple Shalom Emeth here in Burlington is having a special homecoming for the new year. Wendy Simon Pearson, a graduate of Burlington High School, will blow the shofar to mark the holiday. A shofar is a ram's horn trumpet used in religious ceremonies and as a battle signal by ancient Jews. Wendy played the trumpet in BHS. She attended UMass Amherst and George Washington University Law School and is off to China. Wendy has accepted a job in Beijing with an international corporation law firm where she hopes to ultimately practice international arbitration law. While at UMass, she studied Mandarin and subsequently spent 3 full years studying and working in China. High Holy Day services begin Monday, September 10th with Rosh Hashanah and end September 19th with Yom Kippur. A day of fasting and atonement, and is Judaism's holiest day of the year. For a detailed schedule of service and more on High Holy Days, you can contact the good Rabbi Susan Abramson, one of our BCAT volunteers. You can reach her at 781-272-2351. The Anthem Church is a new arrival in Burlington and takes a contemporary approach to finding faith for people of all backgrounds. BNEWS reporter John Vias recently attended a welcoming dinner party given by the Anthem Church and shares this report.
On Thursday, August 30th, Anthem Church held a social gathering at the Grandview Farm with a presentation on what they have in store in the future, along with dinner, comforting music, and a chance for community members to get to know one another. Anthem Church is an organization that welcomes young people of all backgrounds, forming a community of friends who are learning to find their faith in a modern-day fashion. I spoke to one of the pastors, Liz Harfield, to find out more about Anthem Church and how they appeal to young people.
You know, we have a lot of ways that we like to engage with people of all generations, and actually a lot of our community started out with some high school students meeting in our house, and they actually got together, and it was a group that was about Christianity, but you didn't have to be a Christian to necessarily come and be a part of it. It sort of grew from there and got to connect with a lot of the parents, and that's sort of how our church sort of started. So there's a lot of teenagers. We feel like it's been a great place for them to explore their faith and discover just real great relationships with other friends. And so I would definitely feel like that's a big value for us at Anthem.
We have a great both kids program and teenagers program. On Sunday morning we have a kids program with lots of games and a great environment with great people who are really caring and loving, who love kids.
So tonight's just an open invitation for anyone in the community that wanted to come and have dinner with us and get to know us a little more.
And why did they choose the town of Burlington, Massachusetts?
We made a visit to the Burlington Marriott, and while we were here, we just really kind of felt like, well, this kind of feels like home. It's actually very similar to the place where we came from in Michigan. It was easy to get to a lot of places all around the Boston area. Lots of jobs, lots of opportunities, and a great place to raise a family, and so we just kind of fell in love with this area.
Burlington is a great location for people to come to in the area and join our church. It's near the highway, so it's easy for people to get to, and this is a place in New England that we wanted to be to reach people in New England.
And finally, Anthem Church hopes for a bright future, as there will be more events to look forward to as the community continues to find themselves and striving to become a happier and more neighborly group.
Viewers and other people can look forward to coming to being part of a really great community of people who care about each other, who want to work together to care about the community and can get involved, can have a great safe space for them, for their kids, for their youth, that's friendly, that's caring, and can expect the community to be blessed. However we can care for the community and be involved in the community, that's something also that's really important to us.
From the Grandview Farm, I'm John Vias for BNEWS Weekly.
Do you have unused hazardous materials sitting in the garage or under the sink? The Burlington Board of Health will be happy to take them off your hands at their semi-annual Household Hazardous Waste Collection Day on Saturday, September 22nd from 8:30 a.m. to 12 p.m. at Francis Wyman Elementary School. This collection provides an opportunity for proper disposal and recycling of household hazardous materials. The event is for Burlington residents only. Proof of residency will be required. Hazardous waste materials include, but are not limited to, oils, gasoline, pesticides, pool chemicals, propane tanks, and car batteries. Mercury-containing materials will also be accepted, and all materials should be transported in sturdy containers. Latex paint, medical sharps, and expired unwanted medications will not be accepted. However, there are sharp kiosks available at the fire department and police department. For event details and a list of accepted materials, visit the Board of Health website at www.burlington.org or call 781-270-1955. BNEWS meteorologist Peter Brown has the week off, so Maddie Shipker is on double duty today with your weather forecast, followed by the community calendar.
Hello, I'm Maddie Shipka, in for BNEWS meteorologist Peter Brown. We start our weather report with the almanac. According to the numbers, we're going to have average temperatures with a high in the mid-70s. The historic low for this day is 39 degrees in 1963. Note that the days are getting shorter and shorter, and the sun will be setting sooner and sooner. Now let's take a look at the 7-day forecast. I do have to say it seems like an average week for this time of year with the temperatures in the low to mid-70s. Starting off the weekend, we'll see partly cloudy skies with temperatures in the mid-70s. Monday, Burlington will see a chance of rain with the temperatures in the upper 60s. And finally, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday are filled with more partly cloudy skies with temperatures in the mid to upper 70s. That's all for your BNews weather forecast. I'm Maddie Shipka, and as Peter Brown always says, get out and enjoy the weather. I'm Maddie Shipka, and this is your Community Calendar. Learn about one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever step in New England. On Thursday, September 13th at 7 p.m., the Burlington Public Library will be having a special presentation with Dave Wedge about his book, 12. The inside story of Tom Brady's fight for redemption. This incredible story talks about the Patriots' 2016 season from national disgrace to the greatest Super Bowl comeback of all time. Everyone is welcome and the event is free. For more information, visit burlington.org or call 781-270-1690. Here is a truckrific event. On Sunday, September 16th, from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m., the Burlington Parks and Recreation Department will be having the 20th Municipal Truck Day at the Town Common. Come and see all the sights and sounds of fire trucks, police cars, construction vehicles, and many others. Everyone is welcome and the event is free. For more information, call the Burlington Parks and Rec Department at 781-270-1690. Come and digest some knowledge behind the making of wine. On Sunday, September 16th, the Burlington Parks and Recreation Department will be having a day trip to the Greenvale Vineyards. Greenvale is a farm that's located in Portsmouth, Rhode Island, and has been in business since the 1800s. They produce about 3,500 cases of wine annually from their 27 acres of grapes. Everyone is welcome, and the cost per person is $105. To register, visit burlingtonrecreation.org or call 781-270-1695. I'm Maddie Shipka, and this has been your Community Calendar.
The BHS girls varsity soccer team is excited to be back on the field after working hard during the off-season. Seventh-year head coach Caitlin Germain was eager to discuss the incoming freshmen added to the roster. Talking about preparations and plans, she stated, "We have a lot of freshmen that have familiarity with the program, so a lot of the 8th graders that were playing at the freshman level are now seeing play at the varsity level. Only 4 players are returning this season, making it a rebuilding year." Faced with this challenge, Germain explained, "It's going to take a season to get where we want to go, and understanding that, game by game, we are just looking to make little strides to be a better club." Helping with these efforts are team captain seniors Megan McDonald, Courtney Forty, Myrna Sellerman, and Madison LeBaron. The captains motivate themselves on and off the field with high energy and good communication between teammates. When they are off the field, they maintain enthusiastic and positive attitudes. As their high school years come to a close, they will remember their experiences getting acquainted with new people and sharpening their skills. The team is looking forward to several games on the horizon to fuel the competition. Coach Germain adds, "The teams that are in the Freedom Division are ones that are always going to be competitive, specifically Watertown, who we are going to be playing on September 25th. So that is going to be a game that we are looking forward to and really planning for." The team has competed in 2 games, one resulting in a tie with Salem and the other in a loss against Belmont. Looking towards future games, Coach Germain says, "We are not looking for wins and losses, we are looking for development." The world-renowned American jeweler Tiffany's & Company will be hanging a shingle here in Burlington. Following a unanimous vote by the planning board, Tiffany will open a 3D printing facility on North Avenue. Moving into the high-tech realm, Tiffany will research additive manufacturing techniques to atomized materials like silver, gold, and other precious metals for use in 3D printing. The plan is to see if the technology is practical and workable. Planning Director Kristen Kasner stated, "It's an exciting time and place to be in the 3D field, and I think we're going to see more and more companies coming to Burlington to be around the research and development that's going on." Tiffany & Company has always been a leader in fine craftsmanship, and this 3D tech facility is part of Tiffany's ongoing innovation efforts. Another week, another photo to highlight. This was sent in by me, however, it was taken by John Toast. This week's photo displays an adventurous bird of prey. This avian species is commonly known, as you know, the red-tailed hawk. Again, I sent it in, but John Toast took the picture. The red-tailed hawks are widespread and a familiar sight in North America. A lot of them around now because we have so many bunnies. Bulky and broad-winged, designed for effortless soaring, they're commonly seen perched on roadside poles or sailing over fields and woods. Again, we'd like to see your photos. They could be of something you see around town, the weather outside your own door, or even photos of your family members, friends, and pets. Whatever you think is interesting and would like to share with us and the community. Please email your photos to bcat@bcattv.org with the subject line, Photo of the Week. Okay, that's it from the news desk here at BNEWS Weekly. I'm Phil Gallagher, along with News Director Tad Stefanik, subbing for the honeymooning Rich Hosford. BNews reporters John Vias and Robert Paris and Maddie Shipka with both the weather and the community calendar today. Thank you for joining us.